Hello AP, this is Mrs. Bastelka, and I'm screencasting my presentation about preparing to analyze prompts for the argument essay on the AP exam. I originally did this presentation on Wednesday, April 15th, and this is posted on Thursday, April 16th. Let's get started by talking about the types of prompts that you are likely to see on the AP exam. You're going to see, based on the history of the AP exam, either a school-related or society-related prompt, as you see described right here. In your packet, that's the 2007, the 2008, 11, or 14 prompts. These prompts are asking about topics that are real-world based, and they're asking you to write some kind of real-world response. Maybe, as in the example of the 2014, it's about a letter to your board, your school board, about having a class about creativity. The philosophical prompts are prompts such as the Horace prompt, which asks you how adversity relates to character. Regardless of the type of prompt, you are going to want to approach it in a similar way. And I'm going to start by telling you what not to do when responding to an AP argument prompt. First, do not ever rewrite the entire quotation in your introduction. This is why. If you rewrite the entire quotation in your introduction first, you're taking away from your essay your own ideas, and you're focusing on the ideas from the prompt. Second, you're going to bore your reader. If your reader, all they hear are the words from the prompt, they're going to be like, next, move on to your essay and give you a low score. In addition, do not write about the quotation instead of the prompt. We want you always writing on the prompt itself. We don't want you writing about the quotation. That's because the whole point is not whether or not you understand the quotation, it's whether or not you can develop a good argument, you can organize your ideas, and you can convince your reader. In addition, do not use I think, I feel, or I believe. If you're writing it, your reader is assuming that it's what you think, you feel, or you believe. In addition, those phrases just make your writing more informal, less mature. Finally, don't use you. Instead, state who you really mean. Much like I think, I feel, or I believe, using you in the body of your essay, or in the introduction for that matter, makes your writing less mature. It makes it less formal. And you want to appear to have a mature prose style when you write. Okay, so now that we've talked about what not to do, let's talk about what to do when addressing prompts on the AP argument essay. You should identify what the prompt is asking you about. In fact, on every prompt, they're going to give you a little phrase that is your clue as to what they want you to write about. It will say, in a well-written essay. Following that phrase is usually exactly what they want you to write about. You could avoid reading the quote altogether. Just read that portion of the prompt and know what you need to write about. Next, after reading and breaking down the prompt, you need to brainstorm objective and subjective examples. By objective, I mean examples that not only you have experienced, but your reader and pretty much anybody who is a member of our modern society has experienced. So don't just stick with subjective examples. Subjective examples are those that only you have experienced. You want to make sure that you're providing objective examples, unbiased examples, examples that your reader can relate to, in addition to your own personal experience, subjective examples. Next, you want to explain your reasoning for your reader, why you think what you do. We're going to talk more about that when we talk about writing a good claim. But before you ever sit down to write your essay, you need to brainstorm and you need to explain your reasoning for your reader. Finally, you need to have a clear claim that builds off of the prompt. A good way to do that is to use the actual words from the prompt. Now, this is what you're going to do in order to start writing your AP argument essays. Remember, I said that writing an essay without brainstorming is like going on a hot date without taking a shower. You don't want to do it. You're not going to get a second date. You don't want to sit down and start writing an essay without brainstorming, because it's going to be really hard for you to focus on what it is you want to say while you're writing your essay. So do your brainstorming by looking closely at the prompt. Hopefully you have already started brainstorming your 3 argument essays based on the topics of your choice from the packet that you've been given. Make sure when you brainstorm that you identify subjective and objective examples, and that you jot down in whatever way you want. It doesn't have to be a word web. It doesn't have to be an outline. Jot down your reasoning in whatever way you see fit. That's been my presentation on writing argument essays, specifically interpreting prompts. Our next screencast is going to be about writing good claims for argument essays. Thanks so much.